Hello, welcome to Holy Babble, where I express my thoughts and opinions on culture and Christian doctrine that is taught to us in church. That sometimes what is taught to us is more babble than Bible. I'll let you decide that. Hopefully this video does not come out upside down. I don't know why my tablet does that. I don't move it. The camera's right up above my head. It's not upside down, so hopefully it comes out okay. But today's topic is called Girls Will Be Boys. Okay, a little twist on our the original idea. This might be a little rough because I forgot to transcribe my notes from cursive to print so I can read it better, so hopefully I don't get too rough on this one. But it's called Girls Will Be Boys One Day. And that is a play on words with saying boys will be boys. And I want to talk about the discrepancies about when it comes to how girls and boys are raised and how boys are allowed to do and talk about things that if a girl did or said, she would be called loose or a hoe. Okay? And Christians also, y'all are a part of this, right? I see this in church, outside of church, you name it. First, I want to give a shout out to those parents who do really a great job in trying to treat their boys and girls equally and fairly, meaning both of you have curfews at the same time. Both of you, your doors must stay open when you have company over, and you just really make it a point to treat your kids fairly, right? Okay, one thing that really hurts my heart is when I see a young girl who is full of life, she's vibrant, she's involved in extracurricular activities, she speaks her mind, she knows, she has her dreams and hopes, for her future, and she just really has an awesome personality. And then you fast forward a few years later, and all of a sudden, it's like her light is gone. Her spirit has been squashed, okay, blown out. Her confidence has disappeared. She can't look up. Her head just comes up, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. And you're like, what happened, right? She can barely speak above a whisper. And you wonder, what in the world happened to this girl who's so full of life, right? Now, you don't know if it's some serious person, something happened to her, and she's, but sometimes it's not that, it's the parents, right? You have three possibilities that I think of. You see that. Sometimes it's a boy, too. Sometimes you see that boy's life is taken away, too. Either she's just going through that natural, the natural stage of shyness or quietness, or that some young people go through. Number two, there's been some kind of trauma that girl or boy has gone through or is dealing with. And number three, her father or sometimes the mother has stolen her joy. Okay, stolen her joy. The third one is the one I'm going with for this to focus on. By the way, this can happen, like I said, to boys and girls. But you have sexist patriarchal fathers out there who keep a tight rein or a tighter rein on their daughters and feel that if her confidence somehow threatens your masculinity. I don't know why that is, that somehow a strong, confident woman or girl is a threat to manhood. It's not. You can still be a strong man, and I can be a strong woman, a confident man, confident woman, right? And they may also feel that that free spirit and confidence will turn off future husbands who believe that a woman should be quiet and submissive. Some people still believe that, right? So you have to squash that spirit at a young age before it gets out of hand, right? Shut her down, shut her brain and close off the larynx, kind of, keep her quiet and mentally not, just kind of stay in her, not even her lane, but I don't know, in somebody else's lane. I don't know how to say that part. But to prepare her to be a proper woman or wife, I must squash that spirit that, she doesn't have to be wild. Just have a spirit about her. They want to squash that. So I've seen and heard stories where the father would not put the daughter through college, but sent the son. The daughter has to be home by 8 o'clock, but the son can stay out till 10 or 12. Why is that okay, right? Or the boy gets a car, but the daughter doesn't. The daughter gets you don't need to drive, but the son, for a man to be a cool guy, you got to have a car to drive to pick up girls with, right? You don't need your daughter picking up boys, but the boy can pick up girls in his car, right? So sometimes the girl must wear very conservative clothing, no red lipstick or lipstick at all, or he can go on a trip out of town, but she can't, right? There's always the fear. There's always the fear that the daughter might get pregnant, and that is a responsibility, a reasonable fear. But I also think that for some kids, the tighter a grip you put on them, the wilder they can sometimes come out. When they get away from you, you're right. Balance is the key, right? Balance is the key. So they won't want to wild out once they get out of your control. But don't make it to where your girls are so scared of you that they don't feel like they can come to you. That they can come to you if they do get into trouble, or if they want to use, contraceptives, whatnot. They can say, well, listen, I'm thinking about this. Would you rather them come to you and say, yes, get on this, or not come to you and say, well, I'm going to do it anyway, and now I might be pregnant, right? Or, hey, I got some girl pregnant, right? You think you want them to come to you and let you know, talk to you first, right? If you scare them, or you think if you just scare them to death or beat them to death, they won't do it. Sometimes you push them more away from you that way, okay? Okay, so why would a boy be allowed to stay out later than a girl? Well, because it's not safe for girls to be out late at night, right? Because if you're out late, you're asking for it, right? Guys can stay out late. You let your boys stay out all night long, right? But a girl, oh, it's not safe. You're asking for it. If you're out late past 10 o'clock, oh my gosh, right? You deserve what you get, right? So what does it look like when you're allowing your son to do that? Take advantage of other girls who are out late at night? Or go get someone else's daughter's pregnant. As long as it's not your little girl getting pregnant, but it's okay. You can let your son out late to get somebody else's daughter pregnant. That's what she deserves. That's the message you're sending, right? So fathers feel the same way about contraceptives for boys. Do fathers feel the same way about contraceptives for boys versus girls? Right. I don't think so. Some conservatives do, right? But I think a lot of fathers have a hard time even considering that their daughter might be or want to be sexually active, but don't have that anxiety about their sons. It can be hard enough for the mother to have to let's have that talk, but you still need to do it, right? So guys say, oh, make sure you got your condoms, and it's kind of cool. But a woman, he ain't gonna come to your daughter. You're on birth control. It's different for them. Like it's okay for a male to do, not a girl. So closing thoughts in this chapter. If you beat or verbally subdue your daughters into this submissive kind of robotic state, what kind of male is she going to open herself up to attracting? Right? That's something to think. People don't think about that. If you beat her will, get her submissive and subservient, what kind of guy would she attract now? There's always some guy out there looking for a young girl to take advantage of. And body language is a red flag. You can't look people in the eye. You don't question or speak up for. If you don't look people in the eye, you don't question. You don't speak up for yourself. Well, then you could end up in an abusive relationship. Because the guys can spot somebody who has low self-esteem, who's insecure. They go, that's the one I want. I can do whatever I want. She's gonna stay put, right? She's not gonna go nowhere, right? Or someone could simply doesn't care about or love you. You end up with a husband who doesn't care about you or doesn't love you at all, right? And so I don't want that for anyone's daughter. A woman's confidence should not offend a real man. If you're a real man, you should not be offended by a woman's confidence, strength, and intelligence. That's going to help you out and your kids out, right? Right? You're a very smart person. You marry a smart woman. You're going to have smart kids, confident kids too. That's a blessing for both of y'all. Nobody should be offended by that, right? So. Anyway, now I'm going to flip the script over and talk about something kind of similar to this, but flip the script. What I'm going to do is I have my timer going on so I don't go past 10 minutes, because otherwise I'd start cutting my video down. That's kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm going to stop right there, and we're going to continue in part 2. Thank you very much.